how's it going? So I just wanted to do a very quick demo of the Blues Power pedal. There's a couple of features that make this stand out from other overdrives. Most overdrive pedals have the EQs after the overdrive. This pedal has both bass and these 3 treble settings before the overdrive, and this really lets you change and alter the overdrive quality. So in other words, if you add loads of bass, for instance, it'll sound more like a fuzz, and as you roll the bass back and add more edge or top end, it'll become more glassy and tubey. So you get a lot of very different tones. So the treble control is a post-overdrive control, which means this treble control comes after the overdrive sound, and this allows you to adjust how much top end or how bright the sound is. So you can go from a very muffled sound to a very edgy, bright sound. So the drive control will go from almost completely clean to quite a heavy overdrive sound, so you've got quite a wide range in this. And also the volume control has a high output, so you can easily overdrive a tube amp. So it also has a DC jack on here, so you can pair it from a normal DC power supply. So also, we'll get to this in a moment, but on the inside of the pedal there's a couple of switches which allow you to adjust the middle control. And that allows you to go from a very mid-scooped sound to a very sort of heavy mid-edgy sound. So let's start with some sounds. I'm going to put the drive midway, bass midway, put the treble almost up, and this was on the glass setting, and you'll really hear the glassiness. This is the clean sound. So with the bass control set quite high and the treble set quite low, we can get quite a fuzz-like sound. If we add in the edge control to this, most fuzz pedals don't have a lot of top ends. If we add this edge, we'll get somewhere in between a sort of fuzz and an overdrive type sound. Add a little bit more low end on, and we kind of go for a kind of a tubey type tone. So with the glass stock and edge controls, because these are pre-overdrive, you can get some very, very glassy type tones. The sort of thing you normally only get from a sort of overdriven tube amp with the treble up high and the bright switch on. And to counteract that, of course, you can bring the treble down, which means you can still have the glassiness, but without so much top end. So this sounds like this. Cool, and you can also use this very much as a clean boost. So if you take the drive almost all the way down, let's go for quite a bright sound with the glass on, and quite a bit of output. So with a lot of clean boosts, you either have too much bass and where the sound can actually sound a bit sort of flappy, or you can have too little bass, so when you boost it, it just sounds too thin. So with this, you can just get it just right. So and on the stock setting, it'll give you a much softer sound. So you could take the treble right down and on the inside of the pedal, there's also a couple of switches, and this allows you to shape the middle control. The stock settings for the switches are marked by these little dots here, so this would be the stock setting. And I'm going to show you a couple of different. So this is the stock setting, and this is both switches down. You can hear it takes a lot of the high mids out. If you were using it on bass guitar, this would be a cool setting. This is set the opposite of stock. This is enhanced high mids, so you get a more edge to it. And both up will give you even more. So this middle control really adds a lot of features to the pedal. You can really tailor the overall sound of the pedal with the way it handles the mid frequencies. So once you've set those, all these controls will now be affected by how you set those internal controls. So you can really set the pedal to really suit the tone you're after and to suit the amp and guitar that you work with. So I get a lot of questions about which overdrive pedal would work best with a fuzz pedal. A fuzz pedal, sometimes you just want to boost it a little, or you want to add a little drive to it to just give it a bit more sustain. And something like a Tube Screamer or a lot of overdrives will take a lot of low end off it, and normally that's good, but with a fuzz pedal you actually lose a lot of the tone by getting rid of so much of the bass. So this pedal actually works really well for that, because you can wind the bass right on and you won't actually lose any low end. So I'll just give a quick test of that. Cool, so that is the Blues Power pedal. Thanks for watching, I really appreciate it, and let me know if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Thank you.